All right, so our next winner. Wow, by the way, I really dig these kids. That's the few joys of my life, is being the judge of this contest. And unfortunately, however, Jamie Lazan from the Frank Sinatra School of the Arts was unable to attend this luncheon. Part of the process of the Frank Sinatra School of the Arts is that their exams are performance-based. So she had a dress rehearsal that she could not miss without failing the exam. So what we've done is, and since we are in such close connection with the Gramercy Arts High School, thanks to the likes of Glenda Canal, we've invited one of their students, Ajane Gill, to read the winning poem for us. So let's give a warm round of applause for Ajane Gill reading Jamie Lazan's Love in a Pair of Deep Eyes.
Love in a pair of deep eyes. The hourglass that tips over and cracks. The heart that plummets to the surface of earth. The volcanoes and riptides that swarm their way around me and push me toward the terrifying mission I must complete. I look at you as I fall beneath my feet through your heart like a burning fire. It burns up the line of heat that strings between us. My heart swells, and the sounds of drums that thump in my ears are your longing heart. All I see is the crystal waters with the shine of the sun, for those are your eyes. All I feel is a shock of warmth among the coldest of winters. My mind travels through the quizzing forest. Feet glide across that marble concrete as I want to be with him every second of every day. The clock of life is ticking. Time is running out. I'm bloodthirsty. I need you. I love you. And the most enchanting part is you. Adore me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to Jamie Lazan, whose maximalist love poem dazzles with its evocation and images. This is a love that sends our protagonist through that quizzing forest as she overcomes riptides and volcanoes. The poet's eyes see a very large world, one that without doubt embodies strong emotion and endless longing.
So the one thing that we did do for this year is we actually, for most of the length of this contest, is we'd sequestered between public and private high schools. This year we opened it up to parochial schools here in New York City. The next two readers are from those parochial schools. Let's give a warm round of applause for Sarah Maymi of the Cardinal Spellman High School. Did I mispronounce your name?
No.
Oh, thank God. Winning certificate. Books for Keith. Sarah Maymi. Maybe.
One of the few people to get it right on the first try. I'm really
The
grateful.
second try, I defeated you.
Hello.
Hi.
So I'm really happy to be here. I still almost can't believe it. This poem was born out of the idea that many of us aren't really living our lives. We're just watching it pass by because we're afraid to live, and we make other people take, people at the center of the stage, and we just sit down and watch like we're the audience, even though we should be making our life as great as it can be. And I had a free period in my history class, and I decided to write poetry. You were neither the star nor in the ensemble cast. In fact, your name appeared in 20th billing, bypassed by everybody. Hardly an alphabet belting on stage. Never could adapt the tragic beauty of a Fontaine, though you can dream. No, Instead, you were just a minor, a nobody, blending in with the rest in their pink polka-dotted stockings. Everyone's lives, so fulfilled and complete, the spines of their biographies were stretched in defeat, with several dog-eared pages. But you were just lucky enough to be contendered in somebody else's brief, easily forgotten chapter. Regarding your life, you gave up being the director, didn't even bother to be a projector. So you let the screenwriter determine your grisly fate, which involved, on a wide multiplex screen, you finally dying and no one in the audience caring.
Congratulations to Sarah. The title of her poem hints at just how witty and mercilessly dark this poem is in thoroughly dismissing our poor Starlit. Written to an actor who barely made it to the stage, the poem is enlivened with details of a thespian near life. The poet's use of enjambment and rhyme creates an entertaining and ultimately poignant, maybe tragic portrait of someone who just blends in with the rest. Congratulations.
We've come to the end of the 6. Save the best for last. The next reader comes all the way from the Marymount School in New York, New York. Let's give a warm round of applause for Hopewell Rogers, ladies and gentlemen. For the certificate, books, etc. Enjoy. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Hopewell. I'm a senior. Really happy to be here and see a lot of people who care about poetry and a beautiful space. It's kind of a fun poem I have. It's called A Curse Upon the Poets. And it presents one theory of literary inspiration, which is that it comes from poets who die before they publish, or for some reason never put down their thoughts on paper, and end up passing these thoughts on to future generations of poets to put down and commit to collective memory. The poet trips on words. He says they shake like cherries from a branch in weathered wind, red in the grass for pallid hands to take. He says they burn like Pentecost, descend in flurries with a still, small voice, or snake like brown mud bubbles in unburied bend up the murky strata of a lake for surface-searching eyes to apprehend. I think, perhaps, the words belong to ghosts of bards whose feet fell Pyrrhic early, or who never let last aspirations coast across the ripples of a vellum shore. It isn't sad. We need this restless host of squandered images and metaphors to haunt us, should we ever hope to boast of writing truths that have been true before. Some rhymes, I'll wager, trod the steamy trail to hell whenever Chaucer commandeered a tavern with the promise of a tale. His tankard filled and limit long since neared, he'd climb the shaking table to regale the bar bench pilgrims, cock his fiery beard, and drown the sordid story dead with ale. The plot, as soon imagined, disappeared. And Barrett, once you counted loves, wrote by iambic into fire fading red while Robert snored. Till one day I surmise you found a rhyming quatrain in your head, but seeing that the shorthand pointed high and higher up the clock face, chose instead to close your book, and both your batty eyes and waking after found the poem fled. Catullus, why your sudden vanishing of verse? Perhaps you raged at what you wrote, retired from the frantic scavenging of dactyls, towed a shallow wooden boat to Larius, and took to angling. Or Lesbia was cruel, You burned your notes, dug up that sparrow, broke its brittle wings, and stuck your honeyed words back down your throat. But words were never choked in vain, for still, beneath the silence of the country scene, unfinished poets plowed the earth until one writer found his living body keen to take the air with clouds and daffodils. There, moving with the golden and the green, cold, inky fingers sprouting from the hills besmeared his pages while he sat serene. When Hopkins watched his dapple dawn-drawn bird sweep smooth the sky, no psalm was to be found. He only knew his heart in hiding stirred. The sonnet might have been no more profound than, blimey that, had not a long interred old poet risen from his grassy mound and, breathing through the breeze, whispered a word as fit another scorner of the ground. In truth, old dead, I pray you live again. I pray you found, once rain and roots renewed, a mustard tree, a house to revel in, a feast by mulled camaraderie imbued, or if you tired of the gab of men, a sylvan path, a stream, some solitude. But if you died who once could hold a pen, I wish you, cordially, disquietude. Thanks.
Congratulations to Hopewell Rogers for this ambitious poem comprised of 8 octets singing of the poet's curse, fleeting inspiration, in the works of Chaucer and Hopkins, but most especially Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Employing a sturdy iambic foot and end rhyme, this young poem creates a lush world, a sylvan path of image and sound, a wonderful exploration of the troubled life of a poet. Congratulations.
Wow, that was a tearjerker on that one. Curse upon the poets. I would like to actually reverse the curse and say that I'd like to invite all of you to the New York City Poetry Festival, July 26th and 27th. And
Where is it?
where is it? It's on Governor's Island. Governor's Island. It's only a ferry away from here. It's a beautiful place. Colonel's Isle, Colonel's something. And she'll be performing on the Chumley stage, as all of our winners will be, at 11:20 a.m. on Sunday. Come out for a whole day of poetry festivities, and the New York Browning Society will have a table there, and we will be proudly publishing some of their winning poems as well, so you can get a copy of those for your own personal keeping. Thank you very much for all the beautiful participants. I'd also like to make I'd also like to thank the shortlisted winners. We also do a shortlist that can be viewed, available at www.writethis.com. Let's give a round of applause for Coleman Snyder of the Collegiate School, Dominique De Gennaro of the Mary Louise Academy, Chloe Shea of the St. Vincent Ferrer High School, and Christopher Hack of the Browning School. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know about you, but I'm stunned at the quality of that work.